Hey guys, it's Kaylee from K-Books and this is my wrap-up post for October. Cannot believe it's November already. So in October I read 8 books, which was a pretty good month for me. There's only a couple that I've got to show you because I lend them to other bloggers and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go through what I read and what I rated them. So the first book I read in October was Perfect Ruin by Lauren DiStefano. And this is the first one in her new Internment Chronicles, and I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was really, really good. I lent that one from Becca, and a fellow blogger, and she lent that to me because she got a spiral bound copy, and it was really, really good. I really liked Lauren's Chemical Garden series, and so I was really looking forward to reading her new series, and I thought it was really good. There was a couple of bits that I didn't particularly enjoy, a couple of bits that made it, I thought it was very, very boring in the first half and a bit slow, and that sort of brought it down to 4. But I cannot wait to get the second book because I think it's going to be brilliant. The second book I read this month is Ink by Amanda Sun, and this is the first book in the Paper Gods series, and I gave this 4 stars. I loved this book. It was brilliant. What I really liked is that it's set in Japan, so you sort of get to know that culture as well, and it's sort of like you're going more on a journey because it's somewhere that I've never been. I don't know anything about it, but it was so good because you get to know about that culture and everything while you're reading the book. There was one aspect near the back where I thought there was a bit of an inconsistency in the story that should have been picked up by the editors, so that brought it down to a 4, but I thought it was brilliant, and I'm really looking forward to reading the second book, which is called Rain, and I think that's out next year. The third book I read, which was a personal book actually, I usually read a lot of review books, but I read quite a few personal reads this month, so that was good. I read Of Poseidon by Anna Bank. This is the first book in her, I don't know how to say this series name, Sirena Legacy, I think you say it. And it's about mermaids, and I've had this book on my shelf for forever, and I never picked it up because I don't particularly like mermaid books that much. I've only read a couple and they've been okay. I loved this. I gave it 4 stars. Again, it was really good, but it didn't blow me away. I'm really looking forward to reading of Triton. Is that the second one? I think it's Of Triton. And yeah, I really like it. I like that it's not just a mermaid story. It's got sort of mythology, and you've got sort of Poseidon and Triton and I think Neptune, the third one will be. So I really like that it has sort of like a mythology aspect of it. And that's what got it the 4 stars for me, because it was just so unique and very different from any of the other mermaid books that I've read. The next book was a review book. I don't have it because it was for the Spencer Hill Press UK Arcshare, and I've sent it on to the other bloggers in that group. And it was The Dollhouse Asylum by Mary Gray. How creepy is that cover? I gave it 4 stars. There were certain things in the book that I didn't like, the main character being one of them. She was very annoying, she was very clingy to other characters, and I sort of wanted her to get up and show us how kick-ass she could be and stuff like that, but it just never happened. So it was good, it was creepy. I gave it 4 stars because I did enjoy it in the end, and it was a really great ending. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Mary comes up with next in her next book. I think it'll be really good. Book I also don't have, and it's Panic by Lauren Oliver. And I believe this is a standalone novel, and I gave it 5 stars. It's possibly one of my favourites of the month. It was amazing. I really liked Lauren's Delirium series, so I was really excited about Panic. It comes out in March 2014, and I got an arc from Hodder. So thank you, Hodder, for sending me that. It was brilliant. I've actually sent that to Becca, so Becca can read it. So I don't have it with me right now, but it was one of my favourites of the month, and possibly one of the best books I've read this year so far. I really, really loved it. The next book I actually have with me, and it's Splintered by A.G. Howard. And this is the first in the Splintered series, Wonderland series. I'm not sure what the series name is. I had this on my shelf for forever. When I went shopping with Becca, she made me get this because she absolutely loved it so much. But because it was based on Alice in Wonderland, I was really sceptical to start it, purely because I'm not a fan of Alice in Wonderland, the classic original story. I think it's a bit boring, I think it's a bit rubbish. So I was a little bit sceptical about starting this, but excuse me, I eventually started it, and I read it in one day. It was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. It's so different from Alice in Wonderland. I gave it 5 stars. It's fantastic. I liked how you have the madness aspect of it, how Alyssa is supposedly supposed to be mad. So I really liked that you have that madness aspect of the story. Yeah, I loved this. It was brilliant. The next book I read was an ebook, and it was called The Moth and the Mirror by A.G. Howard. This was the novella that goes in between Splintered and the upcoming Unhinged, and it's centred on the 2 boys in Splintered. It was brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I don't usually give novellas 5 stars because I think they're much too short to sort of get into it properly, but it was about my boy Morpheus, so it got 5 stars. It was brilliant. I really loved it, and I'm actually reading Unhinged now for NetGalley November. There's one more book to show you, and it's possibly the most exciting for me. And the one I also read is Sentinel by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Sentinel. It's the last book in the Covenant series, which makes me sad. This is possibly my favourite series of all time. I gave it 5 stars. It was utter perfection. I had so many feels during this book. It made me cry a lot. It's so emotional, but it's fantastic. It's the best of the series, without a doubt. My review of this is going up tomorrow for the Sentinel blog tour, and it was just so good. My Aiden, and I'm so sad it's over. I feel the need to cry. I loved Sentinel. It was the best. It's possibly the best book I've read so far this year. It was perfection. Utter perfection. And now I need to read the entire series all over again. So, that's all of the books I read. My top 3 books of the month are 3 will be Panic by Lauren Oliver, because it was brilliant. And 2 is Splintered. It would have been 1, but I read a Jen book, so it can't be. But it's number 2 because it was brilliant. And number 1, surprise, surprise, Sentinel. So, I just love it so much. So, next month is NetGalley November, which me, Laura at Bookish Treasures and Faye at A Daydreamer's Thoughts is co-hosting. So we're just trying to sort of catch up on our NetGalley books. So I've started with Unhinged purely because I've just read Splintered, and when I got it on NetGalley it made sense to just read it straight away, read them all the way through. So that's it for this month, and I will leave linkies to the blog down below. Thanks for watching. Bye!